So first, I do want to start just by getting your reaction to when you heard this news. Did you have any advance notice that this was coming?
I received a call early this morning from our partners at GM informing me of the same information that came out of the press release.
And when you did receive that, yes, what was your reaction to it?
Just devastating. This has been a rough road for the community and the workers at Unifor during the time of production on the Bright Drop. And this is just, this is the worst case scenario in that case. And so my heart goes out to every single one of those workers. And we're certainly going to feel it in this community and others around not only Ontario, but around the world.
You know, we mentioned, Mayor Petrie, that the union representing a lot of those workers just issued a statement a few minutes ago, and I want to read you part of that. It says, after billions of dollars in public support to build an EV future, Canada cannot allow companies to simply walk away the moment there is pressure from Washington or turbulence in the market. What do you make of that statement? Does that echo how you're feeling as well?
Certainly, I have a lot of respect for the people at Unifor. They support our community in good times and in bad, and they're an amazing workforce. My understanding is that the vehicles were just not selling in this case. There is vehicles around in storage around our community here now, so it's certainly not what we want to see happen. There was a lot of public money put into it. And I'm still hopeful. The plant, I've been told, is not closing. And so I'm hoping this is rock bottom and we get to rebuild from here to a successful future.
You know, you hear, of course, that this is not the closure of it, that this is just perhaps a challenge or an obstacle. When I'm looking at what GM has said, it said that it remains committed to finding meaningful opportunities for the site, though it hasn't specified what products could be built there next. Do you have any insight into whether or not there will be an announcement coming on short order on how the site could be used in the future, or whether or not this is a sign of further things to come?
Well, I certainly I don't have any knowledge of any announcement coming, but I would certainly welcome one as soon as possible. This facility makes up 12% of our tax base. It's our largest employer. It's our largest ratepayer, and it's this is going to be a large hit to our community. You know, it wasn't that long ago in 2022 when the Prime Minister and the Premier both came to town to announce those incentives, and everybody was full of hope. I welcome back to town now to in these tough times to help us get through this. This is going to be a rough one, and certainly we want to see something happen in the future. But I can certainly understand in this climate of uncertainty how difficult it would be for someone to make an announcement towards that.
You know, you talked about how devastating this is for the community. Can you give us a little bit more insight into that? Just how deeply does this run when we're talking about the number of people who are working for this plant in that community?
So as of April, when the production first stopped, there was about 1,200 people working at that facility. Of that, about 10% of those live in our community. And then the effects start to go out regionally in the broader region of southwestern Ontario and the surrounding region of where those employers are. But it's not only the employees that assemble the vehicles. The supply chain is massive for every vehicle that's out there. And so I am really concerned about those jobs as well and our broader economy and the effects upon it. Really, assembly is the pinnacle, and we have an amazing workforce that does that. But we also have our friends and neighbors that build the parts that go into those vehicles.
You know, finally, I wanted to ask you, of course, we saw the announcement from Stellantis last week regarding the manufacturing of one of its vehicles moving from Ontario to the United States. The Prime Minister had said this is a direct result of the trade war. We certainly are hearing from GM that the reasoning behind this is demand, not necessarily shifting the production at this stage when it comes to the reason for not having this particular EV vehicle made at the Ingersoll plant. But we also heard from the industry minister, and she had said that she's speaking with the CEO of GM today, with Unifor, with the Premier of Ontario and the minister, provincial minister responsible, and they're going to put together a response group of sorts. How much do you think that's going to help?
Well, you know, I think they understand the gravity of this situation. I certainly put my hand out to do anything I can, whether it be on that group or anything else, to give some perspective of what it means to a community on the ground to have these facilities. It's a challenging scenario. It can be beneficial, and it could be like today. So anything that we can do to make sure that our people have good, well-paying jobs, for the sustainable jobs for the future, is welcome. But certainly there'll be a lot of time to see what went wrong here. But today my thoughts really go out to the workforce that's affected.
Mayor Petrie, I want to thank you so much for joining us today and for your time.
Thank you very much. There was a